Hello, beautiful people. So, in today's lesson, I'm not really going to do grammar, but this is more of a kind of a motivational lesson on how to learn English. So, what I'm going to do today is to show you how to learn vocabulary. Now, we need vocabulary just like we need grammar. Okay, so if you think of a house, you have your structure and your foundation of the house, but vocabulary are like the blocks that we need to actually build a house. So without vocabulary, we have nothing. But then without grammar, we need to be able to use it right as well. Okay, so think of the vocabulary and the grammar as being essential. And then, like, you're practicing and speaking every day. So, when it comes to learning new words, here's some ways or some tips that you can use to learn them. And always keep the passion. Okay, so here we are. And okay, so go back. I even said there. So, how to learn vocabulary and 5 quick tips. So, this will be very, very fast, but I hope you can take something from it and it will push you on. So, the first is to learn 5 to 7 words every day and keep going, be consistent. So, every day, learn 5 to 7 words. It doesn't seem like much, but it will make a huge difference. And think about it. If you learn, okay, say you do 5 words every day. Okay, what does that work out as? So at the end of the week, that's 35 words, then 70 words after 2 weeks, and 140 after a month. But keep going, 280, and then so on. So after maybe 4 months, you will build your vocabulary and use all the words that you need to use. So you'll have a good range of words that you can actually use. But it starts by learning 5 to 7 every day and being persistent. Like, keep going. You're going to forget some words sometimes, but keep going, and they will click together. Now, memorize them. So find whatever works best for you with this. Okay. Now, you can do picture associations, labels, connections with your own language, whatever it is. So find a system for learning words that suits you and that works for you. For example, I studied a little bit of Spanish. Okay. So I was learning rusaca. Okay. Tengo rusaca, which is like I have a hangover. So I thought in English of a rucksack. And the rucksack has, like, the labels are all over the place and looks a little bit rough, just like your head is after you have a hangover. So when I thought, hangover, what is that word? I thought of rucksack. And then from that moment on, I could say, rusaca, because it sounds similar like this. So you make your own rules, your own associations with pictures, with images, or from words from your own language. And then also at the very beginning, if you're learning even parts of the house, you can have labels and write down what everything is: the curtain, the window, the mirror, whatever it is. If you have labels to identify them, it becomes a little bit easier. So find your own little tricks with this and keep going with it. Now, understand them in context. So it's one thing to learn a word, but then you also need to learn how to use the word. So you need to be able to make sentences and use them correctly. Okay, so what you could do with this is make sentences using the words and then get them checked. So show them to your teacher and make sure that they're okay. And if you get 1 or 2 wrong, your teacher will be able to show you about what to do and how to use it in the proper context. And the more you get used to using them in context, the easier it becomes. Okay, so don't just learn them. Learn how to use them correctly and the words that they're associated with. Like, is it a formal or informal word? And how can I put this in a sentence? Where does it go? So to do this, write some sentences using that word and get them checked. Use them, make a game of it. So try to use each word 3 to 5 times the next day in class. That way they'll stick. And you got to be brave with this. Okay. So don't just learn the word and keep silent with it. Try and play a little game with yourself. It's crazy, but try and play a little game whereby, imagine you learn a new word and try to use that, try to introduce that into your class every day. Imagine it's mirror. You could say, oh, yesterday I brushed my teeth and I looked in the mirror. And then what I saw was my reflection, or whatever it is. But try to use the words in your own head. You don't even have to tell people about them, but try to use them as much as possible, because once you're speaking with them and once you use them again and again and again, just like grammar patterns, they click into place. Okay, so use the words in context, okay, and play a game whereby you use the words every single day. And then finally, Feel the language and the words. Eat, sleep, and breathe the language. Okay? And that's it. Obsess about this. So, for example, imagine you're walking down the street and you might see a sign or even a menu or something. Bring a dictionary or check it up on your phone what the words that you don't understand mean, and always be learning, always be processing the words that you don't know. Sometimes you will forget words, but the brain is a funny thing because sometimes you will forget a word and then boom, suddenly it will come back to you. And it's just about finding the right things and the right strokes and the right repetitions to get them integrated into your mind. So basically, if you follow these steps, the words will come. But the most important thing is to be consistent, to learn 5 to 7 every day. Use them, find the context, make games in your head, and then everywhere. So listen to conversations on the streets. If you're on public transport and people are talking behind you, listen, okay? Make games of it like this. If you don't understand some words, look them up, okay? Just find them. But get into the habit of learning the vocabulary all the time, and it will stick. It takes time, it won't happen immediately, and sometimes you'll go to bed with a headache, but the words will click and the words will stick. Every day, 5 to 7. Use them correctly, put them in sentences, get them checked, and then use them every day like this. And then suddenly, after 2 months, your vocabulary will go from here until here. And then after 6 months, you'll be using more vocabulary than a native even. Okay, so keep believing, keep the passion, keep the faith, and learn as many words and get them all in and use them correctly as you possibly can. Okay, you can do this. You can, and you will. Take care, guys. Have a lovely day.